What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes, Roz here with Proceed with Caution Blog, and today we are with a brother known as Alex Faith, aka Bubba Sparks.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Actually, I'm a big fan of him. So, there you go.
Alex, what is up, man?
Hanging out, bro. Legacy Conference. I met my wife here like 5-6 years ago or something like that, so it's cool to be back.
Wow, okay. First question is, know that you moved from Atlanta to Texas.
Yep.
Explain to you, people who follow you, like about the move, how did you come to that decisions, things like that?
So in Atlanta, a lot of music stuff happens in Atlanta, so it's actually a great city to live in to do music, but Collision, the marketing, our marketing guy, the COO of the label, the co-owner of the label, and our PR guy, James, and those dudes all live out in Dallas. And so I just moved out there to be closer, to have my album. My album is supposed to be, I'm working on it now, and so just to have my album marketed better, I wanted to be closer to a label as opposed to just, oh, well, let's do a Google Hangout, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. So just that more face-to-face interactions with the infrastructure of the record label. Oh,
okay.
Yep.
Second question is, what gets your thoughts? You know, it's a lot of trends that tend to happen in music, and it seems a big trend now is electronic dance music, dubstep. What are your feelings about, like, you know, the current trend? And it seems to be popular right now in Christian hip hop as well. So what are your thoughts on that?
I don't like it. I'm a big fan of like overseas, and I'm not trying to sound like a hipster or deep or anything like that, but like dubstep from like British, European kind of stuff like that. The production, I feel like the production value is a little bit better over here. I hear a lot of, at least in the mainstream, a lot of kind of copy cat. I don't like Skrillex. I don't like stuff like that. I hate that kind of stuff. I don't. People who like it, that's your thing. But my preference, just the craze with it, I don't quite understand it. I'm not a trendy kind of dude in the first place.
Oh, okay.
And so like a lot of this is where music is going. I'm kind of like, I don't really think that's where it's going. If you look at the people who have been mainstays in hip hop music and music in general, never really follow those trends.
Right.
So if you look at, you know, I don't know, think of an artist who has been around for 10, 15 years with a bunch of #1 albums. They never go like, oh, E.D.M trap is the way the music industry is going, so I'm gonna make a bunch of dance hall records, you know.
Right.
They just don't do that. So I think it's better to, at least in some way, if you're gonna model what you're doing after someone, to not model it after Trinidad James.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some kind of like new trend. This is what he's doing right now, but to more so say, man, I've seen that this has been successful. This dude has been consistent, and this is like a style of hip hop that's lasted. I don't think EDM trap is bad. It's a trend. And trend. The thing about trends is they pass.
Right.
That's why they're trends. So I'm just not a big fan. I think it's boring. They all sound the same to me in the first place. So you listen to those beats, it's like, heard this song before, but that's just personal preference.
Oh, okay. And last question, I want to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on legalism in the church, and particularly where do you see it in the subgenre of Christian hip hop?
That's a broad question. Legalism, yes, I think is a serious issue. Legalism at its root says the gospel is not good enough to forgive me of my sins, so therefore I have to, you know, don't cuss, don't smoke, don't drink, don't do this stuff, and believe the gospel, and that's what makes me right. Or don't listen to this music, don't watch that movie, and believe the gospel, and that's what makes me right with the Lord. And those shows itself in many different ways. But with Christian hip hop, definitely it's there. But no, it doesn't. That kind of stuff doesn't really. It doesn't really bother me, because I mean there are people who are gonna be like that. It's been consistent throughout church history. There's always been sects of legalism and legalistic tendencies that I think all believers struggle with. But specifically with like Christian rap music or the genre itself, oh, you know, they say you can't do this, or you don't say Jesus enough, or you talk about this in your music. And Dre just put out this video. Pharaoh had some racy elements to it, and a lot of people were upset about it. But that stuff doesn't really affect me. I don't think for the artists on Collision, I don't think it really affects us and the things that we do. It's the loud minority. Those people with those opinions are in a very small sect group of people. It's like, man, but they're typically the loudest with their opinions. I think that's a characterization of a legalistic person in general. Just being loud about their thoughts. And so, yeah, they'll rant on the internet, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, but I don't think it's affected the way that I've created music.
Okay.
So I block people on Twitter all the time. I don't care that much, dude.
Okay. And do you want to give a little, where the people to follow you so that you can block them on Twitter and all that stuff?
Yes, at Alex Faith ATL on the Twitter, and same thing for Facebook and Instagram. It's all the same.
Okay.
Collision-records.com is where all the music's at.
All right, thank you very much, Brother Alex.
Yes,
this is Proceed with Caution Blog. Kobe sucks, and I'm out.
Kobe sucks.